Hello everyone, myself Dr. Ritishri Panda, working as a medical officer in JP Hospital, Raulkela. So today we have a live session on the most asked questions by the parents about the newborn screening. We have our expert on this topic, Dr. Namita Sahu ma'am. Hello ma'am.
Hi.
She is currently a senior consultant, Department of Pediatrics and Neonatology, to clarify all your doubts regarding the hidden truth behind the newborn screening. Ma'am, let's start from the most asked questions.
Yeah, sure.
Ma'am, what exactly newborn screening?
Newborn screening is basically a screening test which detects the diseases way before the disease has manifested its sign and symptom. So basically, you can say you are picking up the disease and the risk factor before it has manifested. So the screening is usually done in the healthy individuals, and you can pick up the diseases which may manifest very after some days of life, after some months of life.
Ma'am, is it a blood test or a physical evaluation,
It is
ma'am?
both blood test and as well as physical checkup because it includes almost like 34 to 57 diseases and which you can pick up in the blood test. Blood test means you have to pick the heel prick test. There is a heel prick method is there, and you can take out few drops of blood, and that's how you can put it in the filter paper and you can air dry and you can send it back to the lab. But this physical checkup thing, it is mainly for two diseases. One is your congenital heart disease detection, and the second one is for the hearing loss. Because if the child cannot hear, then the child cannot vocalize later on. The language milestone will be delayed. So that's how it is both a physical checkup as well as a blood test.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Coming to the next question. Ma'am, many parents think my baby looks perfectly healthy, active, and feeding well. Why do I need to poke them for a test? What would
See,
you
by
say them, ma'am?
looking healthy doesn't mean the child is actually healthy. So, and as I told you, the screening test is actually done on the healthy individuals, so that the disease will not manifest latter part of the life, and the child will not have any problem latter part of the life. So, we have to pick up those diseases as quick as possible in the early part of the life. So that's how we should motivate all the parents to detect all those hidden diseases as quick as possible in the neonatal period itself.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Coming to the next question. Ma'am, we hear the phrase heel prick test. How exactly is this test being done? And does it hurt to the baby a lot?
No, it doesn't hurt a lot because many people we have seen, no, for diabetes, we people are doing some prick test over the finger and we are detecting the glucose. It is the same thing for the babies. Only thing is that we are taking the heel as the location where we are pricking it, and it is not the whole part of the heel you can approach. It is only the medial part or the lateral part of the heel, and by taking a few drops of blood, there are few circles over the filter paper. You have to fill that circle, not beyond the limit of the circle. There is a margin and you should not cross that margin. And after that you have to air dry that particular filter paper for 3 hours, and then you have to insert it into the particular envelope and you have to send to the lab. Two to three mistakes actually people does during the collection. The first thing is they used to wipe the area with the alcohol or spirit or the betadine. If there is some traces of alcohol, spirit or betadine in that blood sample, it will give a fallacious result. So what is done usually, you have to take the saline soaked gauze for the wiping of that particular area. Again, as it is the heel, obviously the child will urinate or pass stool, and it will contaminate the heel area. So try to not to contaminate the heel area with the stool, urine, milk, or saliva. Otherwise, it will give a fallacious result.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Coming to the next question. Ma'am, uh, what are these hidden diseases we are looking for? Are we talking about the general conditions like jaundice or is it something else, ma'am?
I told you, no, okay, there are some 34 diseases
Hmm.
and 25 diseases, total
Hmm.
of 57 around. So, the advisory committee of hereditary disease of newborn and children, what they have recommended a universal screening panel. So in that screening panel, there are 36 core diseases and 25 secondary diseases. So what do you mean by these core diseases? Core diseases means these are those diseases whose natural course we know, whose investigation choices we know. There are some treatment for those diseases. So it is prudent to take those diseases for the screening test. But the 26 secondary diseases, we probably don't know what is the natural course of those disease, how the disease will behave. The treatment is not there for those diseases. So definitely it will around 55, 57 diseases which are there, almost 34 diseases to we know. So we can test for those 34 diseases, and from those 34 diseases also which are most prevalent in your area, you can choose those 5, 7 or 11, and you can go for those panel, the small diseases of panel.
Thank you, ma'am. Coming to the next question, ma'am, what is the right time to do this test? Can it be done immediately after birth, or we have to wait for a few days?
We have to wait for a few days. We have to wait at least 48 hours. From day 3 onwards, we can do the test, and within 7 days, we have to complete the test. So 3 to 7 days is the ideal time period where we have to take, because there are some things like your hypothyroidism, let's take congenital hypothyroidism. If you detect, or if you take the blood sample within 24 hours, or the cord blood sample, probably you may get a very high TSH value, so that the report will come positive. But ideally that one should be taken on the day 3 of life, when the TSH will come down to a normal state. So obviously it is not ideal to take before 24 hours. But in some conditions, like if you are discharging the child within 24 hours, then you ask the parents to come over within 7 days to take a second screening sample.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Coming to the next question, ma'am, if a baby was born at home or a small clinic where the facilities of this test is not available, ma'am, is it too late to get it done now, ma'am?
No, it's never late. You can ask the parent to take within 7 days. If it is within 7 days, then definitely it is the ideal time. But after 7 days, they can go for the screening test up to day 28 days of life also.
Ma'am, time limit is maximum up to 28 days.
Maximum up to 28 days.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, does the baby need to be kept empty stomach, or they can feed the baby normally before the test?
You can feed normally. It's not required to keep the child need for oral for 4 hours or 6 hours as in other investigations. You can feed normally. Rather, you should feed the child, because some of the toxic metabolites, like in phenylketonuria, let's take, the phenylalanine level actually increases if you feed the child. Because only if you feed the child, there will be amino acids, the phenylalanine in the breast milk will go to the baby, and that's how it is not metabolized in the phenylketonuria child, and the phenylalanine level will be more
Increased.
So that's how you should feed the child, and the child is normally fed. Ideal should be normally fed.
Okay, ma'am. Coming to the next question, ma'am, this is a big worry for the parents. If the test results comes to be abnormal or positive, does it mean something is wrong to the baby?
If it depends on the child's condition or the sickness of the child. If the child is sick and not taking feeds properly, like child is lethargic, then you have to admit the child and you have to evaluate the child till the confirmation of the particular disease, a particular metabolic disease, as in the screening panel. But if the child is well alert, playful, and having good feeding is very good. So in that case, if the first screening is positive, then you can wait a bit. You can send the second screening sample, and if the second screening sample is positive, then obviously you have to go for the confirmatory test or the molecular test.
Okay, ma'am. Coming to the next question, ma'am, can these conditions actually be cured? And if we catch a problem early, can the child will have a normal healthy life further?
Uh, this, as I told you, the first 34 core diseases, no, we know the natural course of the disease. We have some treatment for them. So obviously, if you can pick up those diseases early in the life, then most of the time the child will have a normal lifespan and normal quality of life also normal. But if you keep it a delay, or if you are picking up in a latter part of the life, then obviously some part of the organs like your brain, in congenital hypothyroidism, the brain has got damaged, or kidney or the liver, as in the phenylketonuria or galactosemia. In those cases, some organs might be damaged up to some extent. So the intact survival will may not be possible if you pick up later.
Ma'am, you mentioned regarding thyroid problems. Is it true that catching thyroid problems early can prevent the child from having mental disabilities later in
Yes,
life, ma'am?
absolutely. Hypothyroidism is one of the most common preventable disease in newborn as well as in the childhood. So early thyroid hormone supplementation can prevent both growth retardation as well as mental retardation in the children.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Next question, ma'am. Ma'am, is this test different from the regular vaccinations? And do we still need to do all these tests if the child is having all their vaccinations?
See, the vaccination schedule is different, and this metabolic disease schedule is different. Vaccine is for the vaccine preventable diseases like your viral diseases or bacterial diseases, like your tuberculosis as in bacteria, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, DPT vaccine, and influenza, polio. All those are the vaccine
Vaccine.
preventable diseases. So they have their own timeline. Then as per the national immunization schedule, they will go your 0, then 1.5 months, 2.5 months, 3.5 months, 6 months, 9 months, like that. But these metabolic diseases, you have to do as I told you on day 3 to day 7 of life
Mm.
first. If it comes positive, then you have to send a second one, and after that, within 7 to 10 days, you will get the second report also. Then you can do the confirmatory. So over and all, within 1 month, you may get the disease.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Ma'am, ma'am, is this test very expensive, ma'am? Is it something only available in only big city hospitals?
Uh, if you go, as I told you, the core diseases of 34 and secondary 25, if you want to go for all, then obviously it will be expensive. But as far as your concern, your area concern, let's take in Odisha the first seven, like I told you, the congenital hypothyroidism, congenital adrenal hyperplasia, phenylketonuria, cystic fibrosis, G6PD deficiency, hemoglobinopathy, which is very prevalent in this area. So, if you concern or if you point towards these diseases, then obviously the basic screening seven disease panel.
Day 7.
You can do that one, and that will be around 1500 to 1800. That doesn't cost much, depending on the lab to lab, and you can go for it. And regarding the availability, you are saying,
Hmm.
in Odisha, government of Odisha has not done any mandatory newborn screening even till now. Neither the government of India. So only some states like your Goa, Kerala, they have done their own newborn screening mandatory. But in Odisha, in private hospitals only, it is available currently. In our hospital also, it is available. I'm
Hmm.
sure in Bhubaneswar, Cuttack or Berhampur, some private hospitals are providing this one.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Ma'am, what about premature babies, ma'am? Do they need some different screening test?
They don't need different screening test, but they need the screening test repeatedly. So for usually the preterm babies, they usually remain inside the NICU first 15 days or 1 month of life, or first 2 months of life. So during that period, they might be getting some inotropes or some medication which will give a fallacious report if you do the screening test. So for the recommendation for the preterm babies, ideally one screening test should go within 24 to 48 hours, and after that you have to repeat either before discharge or at day 28 of life. But some preterm babies, they remain in the NICU for months together, like 2 months, 3 months, 26 weeker. They will remain for 2.5 months, 3 months. So in those cases, some of the recommendations like you have to do every monthly till the discharge. The screening test you can do every monthly.
In premature baby, we need to do it in frequent intervals.
Frequent intervals, but you have to see for the cost also. Like if you do it frequent intervals and the parents are not willing for it, then there is no outcome in that. So ideally you have to do one in the initial 48 hours or 72 hours, and then you have to do it before discharge or at 28 days, whichever is the latter.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Finally, ma'am, what is your key message to all the expecting parents watching us today about this simple heel prick test, ma'am?
All the parents watching over here to us, this newborn screening is a simple heel prick method. It is safe, quick. You may consider it as first essential gift of health to your child. A few drops of blood can make your child very normal, and it can prevent very deadly diseases. You can pick up it early, and you can maintain a very good life to your child.
Thank you, ma'am, for the
Thank you
exhaustive
so much.
live session, ma'am.